That's just one of the many startling statistics that illustrate the huge gap between men and women in sports. Some of the world's best athletes say it's time for a change. Here's Joaquin Torres.
Around here, Friday night football means something different. One of the girls running drills is 10-year-old Harry, who says she has a dream.
My friend once asked me, what are you going to be like in 20 years? And I said, hopefully a professional soccer player on the women's U.S. team.
But Harry already knows it won't be easy. And it's not just the competition that worries her.
I once heard that women get paid less, even though they work a little harder.
Do you think it's fair?
Not really, because most people say that men are usually stronger than women, which is not very fair.
I think that both...
I can beat up both my brothers.
Oh.
The reality for professional female players is worse than Harry realizes. The pay ceiling, the maximum amount a player can earn in the Women's National Soccer League, is just $41,700 for a season. The minimum, just $15,000, which means most players can't even afford their living expenses.
National team players, for sure, they can, but for me, I have a job in the off season since our season is so short.
These girls are setting that standard of, pushing for the wages to be higher so that these young kids that are watching and want to dream of being a professional athlete can be a professional athlete and get the wages they deserve.
Everywhere we go.
On a recent Sunday afternoon, fans took the bus from New York to New Jersey for a Sky Blues season home opener. The popularity of female soccer in America is growing, but the wage gap between men and women is huge. On average, a male soccer player earns around $300,000 a year. That's more than the salary cap for a whole team in the women's league.
There's definitely a huge gap in the wage structure between males and females, and it's unfortunate. It's very tough for the Sky Blue players, not just them, but every player in NWSL, because the wages on a yearly basis are not enough. It's getting better, but it's not enough.
Raquel Rodriguez scored a winning goal in Blues' victory against Kansas City. Rodriguez is from Costa Rica. There she says things are even worse. There isn't even a professional women's soccer league.
There's no professional soccer, that means there's no salary whatsoever. And I'm here, and when you see the national team players, for example, fight for equal pay, of course there's a point in that, but then my background, I'm well, I've never earned money for doing this.
Women in the national team make about 40% of what their male counterparts do. But the difference is higher when we are talking about prize money. Men team got $9 million just for advancing beyond the 60s in the last World Cup, while women earned $2 million for winning the World Tournament. The staggering wage gap led the national women's team to sue U.S. Soccer, but last year, a judge ruled in the federation's favor.
That's obviously something that we're fighting to close the gap, and it's a tough battle, and we obviously went through a very public one, and so we just got to keep fighting, and as women, we just need to stand together and keep fighting for what we believe we are valued at.
And the gap isn't just in soccer. Salaries in women's basketball are not a slam dunk either. The highest salary in the WNBA is around $100,000. That's not even close to the NBA, where many players earn millions. Tim Quaterman of the Portland Trail Blazers earned more than $500,000 last year for playing only 80 minutes.
It's crazy, but there's so much more money involved in the NBA, so they have more to go around.
Julian Vianney, who played professional basketball in Armenia after college, says American players are valued more overseas than in their own country.
If you're an American and you go overseas to play, usually you're the highest paid player, just because you're American. If you go to the highest league in Europe, if you go to a Russia, the women will be paid $900,000 a year there.
The wage disparity is seen throughout professional women's sports. In the ring, she is known as Amanda the Real Deal Serrano. She is the only woman in boxing history to win world championships in 5 different divisions. But despite her dominance in the sport, she earns only a fraction of what male boxers make.
We're not fighting only in the ring, we're fighting outside to try to make money different places.
On the average, a world champion can make $1 million. A female fighter would not make $100,000.
And still the WBO team
Amanda's record led Showtime to air the January fight between Serrano and Yasmin Rivas as the top match of the card. It was the first time in a decade a women's fight headlined a national boxing broadcast. She earned just $200,000.
The biggest boxing event in 2017.
1 month later, Amanda's childhood idol, Oscar de la Hoya, came to New York to promote a men's fight between Saul Alvarez and Julio Cesar Chavez. Canelo Alvarez took home more than $36 million.
We do sell tickets. I think we are an attraction. You know, we can fight. So I don't understand why we're not getting equal pay. You know, I get paid the amount of Pacquiao's corner man.
Top female athletes feel they should be paid like their male counterparts. But the reality is many of them are fighting just to make the kind of money that would allow them to live from playing their sport. For 219 West, I'm Joaquin Torres in Piscataway, New Jersey.